All right, all right, all right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's dive into this thing where most of us are sitting at our computers or we're sitting in a job or in a position and we're wondering, is this really for me? Is this the very thing that you want to do for the rest of your life? That's what happened to me. That's what happened to me. And when I answered my world, the response was no. It was simple. The response was, no, this is not what I want to do for the rest of my life. And then I was nervous, scared, and afraid to do what I really truly wanted to do. I did not believe that the gifts I had on the inside would definitely produce an income, but I wanted to dip my toe in it and I wanted to try it. So if you're out there wondering, well, when is the best time for me to even start doing what I love? Start doing what I think I'm gifted at now. The time is now, especially as women. So much happens in our lives to where I believe we have specific time blocks in order to get stuff done. Okay. The reason I say that is because one, our body changes. Two, we become responsible for little people. And three, it is only going to get harder to jump out and do the things that you really, truly desire to do. For me, my call, that little voice inside of me that asked me, girl, are you going to do this for the rest of your life? That was at the age of 23. And I had already built up some pretty good responsibilities. I had a mortgage payment. I had just got a promotion on my job at work. I was now like over a team of people, and that's kind of where I wanted to grow and prosper. And this little question came up, and immediately, and this is how I know it was the spirit within me that answered, because there was no time to think. It was like question, answer. There was no, let's linger in the mind. Let's see, let's weigh the list of pros and cons. None of that happened. And this is why I say the best time to move is now. And it was my spirit that was talking. That's it. This is why I say it was my spirit that was talking because of how short the answer came. It was an innate from the belly no. It was like, no, this is not what I desire to do for the rest of my life. Show me what it is. Now, I do not advocate that you do this next part, but I do think it's worth considering. When I finally found that this was not something that I wanted to do, I'm that girl that likes to look for the nearest exit. I'm that girl that starts calculating. That's when the mind gets involved, starts calculating, okay, how long is it going to take to get from A to B? Okay, so your girl went maybe the following week and started asking mentors. I started asking my guides, my team that was around me at the time that was holding me in a place of, I don't want to say such regard, but holding kind of like what the what's next. So I went to my business mentors and I shared with them this epiphany that I had, and they were like, well, what is it that you want to do? And I began my journey of doing the thing that lights me up. I like to help people. I like to make people's lives better than what they are right now. And at that time, that's all I knew. And then another part of me was like, I like dealing with money, along my day. Like I cannot see myself not dealing with money in my day. And that is simply how I got started. And then from there, it was, well, why don't you be in this financial world? Why don't you do this financially? And I was like, oh, that seems fine. And I walked into the CFP's office and I let them know that this is not what I wanted to do. And the person who was that guide told me that I was going to fail, told me that that market was not built enough to hold me. Well, I'm still here. I'm still doing what I love. I'm still getting paid for what I do. And I'm still being able to make and create a wonderful life for my family. So, and what was interesting was his job was not actually there 2 years from when we spoke. That's another story, another day to be told by another person. But I say that to say the time is now. And I don't may not advocate for you doing it the same route that I did it, but I do advocate for you starting somewhere. If you're that person who has a job that you may not feel successful in, start by asking yourself, hey, what am I good at? What do I like to do? What lights me up? What brings me joy? What keeps me going? What is the one thing that I cannot live without? And that may be the clue to you getting started. And then just start sprinkling some of that stuff into your life. For me, I knew I wanted to make extra money. And when I knew that, I was like, okay, let me join some of the MLM groups. And yet I was still supporting other people, knowing for me in my life, I was always called to be a business owner and to help others. So it took those sprinkles, it took me kind of following down those breadcrumbs. It took those breadcrumbs opening up my voice. It took those breadcrumbs to show me, hey, I'm actually good at certain things. What are you going to allow yourself to try? What are you going to allow yourself to do in order for you to start seeing that dream come alive? In the meantime, you can let your job, the one that you may hate or the one that you may be ready to let go, you may allow that to fund some of these endeavors to find out what it is that you truly like. And it's okay. Sometimes it feels like, is the money going to run out though? It doesn't have to. We can hold the duality that it can run out. And what if it doesn't run out? I find that sometimes we can spend a lot of time letting our imagination float into that negative space, but we don't spend a lot of time allowing it to float into the positive space. We don't spend a lot of time letting it float into the, hmm, what happens if it all works out? What happens if more money just continues to flow? I had to believe that and make a declaration to my world that I'm going to just believe the best. There are so many people out here believing the worst, and I was in that club. And guess what? I was always met sometimes with the worst. But when I took an active role into saying, you know what? I'm just going to believe that everything's going to be okay and that everything's going to work out for me. When I did that, that's what I was met with. Solution after solution after solution. I remember going from starting my business in North Carolina, in 3 months having to uproot from North Carolina, go spend about 3 months in Oklahoma, then to go spend the rest of the time in California. And guess what? Clients followed me. It didn't make any sense how many times I moved. It hasn't made any sense how many times I've had to reincorporate my business in a certain state. And yet, clients followed me. Your business, your gift will always make room for you. When you start operating in your gift and not being too scared to go after what's yours, people see the divine light in you. They start to want that more and more into their life, whether it's your wisdom, whether it's your guidance, whether it's just your voice, whether it's just your presence. Never underestimate the power that lies within you. You could be sitting next to someone, and just because you're sitting next to them, their mood instantly changes. Their day just gets better and better. You may remind them to slow down just at the opportune time for them to get their next breakthrough or for them to notice their next person they're going to go talk to. That is the power we have. And if you have that power to give to someone, Someone else has that power to give to you. So I am delighted to remind you the time is now. Now, now, now. Because it only gets harder and harder and harder. So the most easeful time to start your business is right now. The most easiest time is when you have this burst of I want to and you can go after it. So comment below. Let me know where you're listening from. Comment below. Let me know what you want to do. Put it out there. Put it out into your world. Start teaching yourself to trust your world. Start, even if you are saying, Kawana, I like the fact that I just want to play in the zone of everything is working out for me. Put that down there because that's going to open the door to you finding what's great and awesome on the inside of you. Go play, go frolic, go jump, run, spin, twirl, do all the things and see what comes up for you and let me know. I love you guys so big and I cannot wait to see you here again. I'm Kiwana Thomas, your money and lifestyle coach. And I cannot wait to see you on our next moment together. Have the most amazing day. Bye for now.